So we just finished the Hasbro Pulse Designer Roundtable. I was lucky enough to be on there and talk with the Hasbro crew of designers and marketers. Shout out to Evan Brooks, Mark Mayer, Sam Smith, Delaney from marketing, and Ben from marketing, BMAC, and having me there, along with all the others who I don't know if they want to be named, so I'll keep that on the down low. Some of them might enjoy their privacy, but I was able to be there. A lot of cool questions were asked. We're going to do a separate segment on all the questions and discussions about the future of the Transformer brand. So we'll save that for a separate segment later today. So stay tuned for that. But the big thing, the big takeaway from this one was, of course, a brand new reveal of a brand new product that a lot of people were anticipating and were very excited about. And we didn't even know it was coming. No listings, no nothing. First time we learned about it was right here, and we got to see it. And what it was is a couple years ago, back in June of 2021, we got the big reveal of the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Deluxe Class Origins Bumblebee, based off of his Season 1, Episode 1, More to Meets the Eye, Part 1, Cybertronian design, and it was super cool, and people were so excited about it, and it was this must-get product, and just it was so great how they were able to take the Fluoro-Deary robot mode that kind of ignored all of those alt mode things and kept the Volkswagen stuff, and they were able to work that in and fold and do the kibble and the twisting and the turning and the parts forming to make it work, that it could still do that hovercraft mold, come with the little energy things and everything like that. And we celebrated, we were happy, and that was designed by Kuniharu-san, and it was great. Well, today we kind of have the sequel to that, only a couple of years later. And it's not Wheeljack, although I'm pretty sure he will come at some point. But it's that of a Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Legacy Evolution Origin Autobot Jazz, Target exclusive to the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. And he looks fantastic. He looks absolutely fantastic. And again, much like the Bumblebee, the effort to have a robot mode that still looks like the animation model of the Porsche, of the Fluoro-Deary design, but managed to fold and put those pieces in there and pull it off where it could still look like that hovercraft design that was seen in the show. And it's incredible how they pulled that off. It's really, really nice. The head sculpt is animation accurate. The faux chest to have that Porsche look is accurate. What a fantastic job they did. And that one was designed by Yuya-san. And Yuya-san, it was able to pull it off. It's 5.5 inches, transforms into that hovercraft mold, doesn't have wheels, which is good. You don't need to have those extra parts and pieces if we're not going to use them anyways. It's a collector item in a lot of ways. Comes with his blaster, and also comes with another More to Meets the Eye, first 3 episodes, Season 1 kind of thing. Jazz is able to flip his wrists back, has 2 5mm pegs you could plug in all kinds of stuff. But what you could also plug in, which comes with the figure, is a grappling hook that he used in, again, More to Meets the Eye, parts 1, 2, and 3. So that's a nice touch that's added there, too, for Jazz fans. I know Jaws D is probably loving this right now. Sent him all the images. And when everything was said and done, we had all of these official images sent to us. So the images that you're seeing today on the screen are the press kit released images that were sent to everyone that was in the stream. And that was that. Fantastic news. The plan for this is it's going to be the MSRP of $24.99, the standard deluxe class MSRP we have right now in 2023. The plan is that this is going to ship out in small numbers through Hasbro Pulse, and then, of course, through Target as an exclusive in April of 2023 as a retail product. So stay tuned for that. If Buzzworthy Bumblebee wasn't too tough to get, hopefully, because I know Buzzworthy Bumblebee was pretty plentiful, hopefully that'll be the same case here with Jazz, and he will also be very easy to get, because chances are characters like this, they're a standalone case, so a case of 8. So there'll be plenty of them out there, and everyone will get an opportunity to pick him up. This is a fantastic example of exclusives and when they do work, because I talked about this in my previous segment, talking about the advantages and why exclusives exist. When you have a sold exclusive like this, Target goes to the retailer, in this case Target, goes to Hasbro and says, hey, we want an exclusive. We want something special for our store. and we're going to pay for everything up front, including the stock, and you don't got to worry about nothing because we know that that exclusive is going to move numbers for us and bring people to our establishment, Hasbro's able to take risks. Hasbro would not normally take a risk with a mold like this. Look at this Jazz. It's one of these things that, what do you do with it afterwards? You know, it's not like you could go, hey, you know, like how Prowl and Blue Streak never really had those, you know, designs in those episodes. Maybe we can make a Prowl or Blue Streak out of it, but they never really looked like that in the episode. So it's like, where do you go with that mold afterwards? So it's a kind of tooling that you could do a brand new tooling that doesn't really have a repaint or retool potential behind it. That way, if it doesn't do well, you don't have to worry because already the retailer covered all the costs. And if it does do well, hey, that's great. In a couple of years when the exclusivity of the retailer is done, now you have that mold in your pocket, and then you could do something else with it in the future or re-release it in 5 years. Who knows? In a G2 color scheme, whatever you want to call it. But that's the great thing with having these exclusives, is that if it doesn't do well, they could still take that risk, because it's something, if they did it themselves, Hasbro, and they made it a mass retail product and was part of Legacy Evolution as a regular deluxe wave, if it didn't do well, there's not much they could do. They're now stuck with it. They put all the time and energy into the tooling. And yeah, the argument would be, well, then they could repaint or retool it to kind of get some of that money back. But if it didn't do well as Jazz, is it going to do well as Stepper? Is it going to do well as Golden Lagoon Jazz? Or is it going to do well as, Red Meister from Vinyl Tech or something? I'm trying to think of all the Jazz repaints we could do at this point. So it's something that I'm very happy they did this. I'm happy that it's a Target exclusive, because that's where it belongs. That's how this stuff can exist as a risky item that has not really a lot of repaint or retool potential. And it gives us an item that normally is very difficult to do. Now the question is when are we going to get that Wheeljack, and then the trio of those that exist, at least within the animation of the Autobots, is now complete. And that'll be fantastic. This is super exciting news. I'm very happy about it. And again, thanks again to the Hasbro Pulse crew for having me on board here to be part of the discussion and everything like that. And speaking of that, we're going to have the whole Q&A. I'm going to do a whole top to bottom of everything we talked about and the future of the brand and all the cool stuff that they're planning in the background. A lot of great, conversations with Evan and Ben and Mark and Sam. Just a lot of good stuff going on there. So let me know what you think, guys. Are you excited about this? I know I am. I know Jaws D is super excited about this. And obviously the images are probably out there right now as you're hearing my voice. I posted on Twitter. But this is super exciting stuff. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned later today for the Q&A, as much as I could put together from my own notes here on this side of everything that was talked about. Talk to you again real soon.